We're here today on behalf of nearly 900 individuals who have asked us to come and urge Congressman Upton to vote no on the tax bill that's in front of Congress this week. Small businesses and families in Southwest Michigan do need tax reform, but not this kind of tax reform. This tax reform benefits the wealthy 1% and the largest multinational corporations who don't need this kind of help. We need to help middle-class families to balance out their paychecks with rising costs of education and healthcare, etc. That's the kind of tax reform we need. All of us are going to end up paying dearly for this bill when $1.7 trillion is added to the deficit to push this terrible piece of policy forward. Congressman Upton, we're here to ask you to vote against this bill. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Handing off another petition. We have about 900 signatures here asking people to ask Mr. Upton to vote against the tax bill this week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because he thinks that this is the best thing for the middle class. I mean, he thinks that there's going to be some, it's going to lower taxes for the middle class, for everybody except for the very top levels. And so he thinks that that's a good thing because when there's more money, people have more money to spend. It helps the economy. The economy goes up. That creates more jobs. More jobs mean more people are making more money, and the cycle goes on.
And we're expecting a vote this week, perhaps?
Perhaps. I know it's still in committee, and I have not heard specifically like when it's supposed to be voted on.
Okay. Different bills have come to Fred's office before and done this kind of thing with petitioning and being present. Do you think that that has any significant impact on his decision making?
Unfortunately, on top of 900 signatures, nearly 900 signatures for the petition, we had 500-600 comments made as we were preparing this petition, and the vast majority of people say no, it makes no difference. People are kind of frustrated that what seems to make the most difference is that the same corporations who are going to be getting this tax cut are Mr. Upton's biggest donors, and it seems that that's the way that he moves no matter what number of petitions or number of signees on a petition are delivered to his door.
There seems to be a fundamental difference in the framing of this bill. We were just speaking with Lynn and their spokesperson for Representative Upton, and she focused on the fact that this would be a cut for the middle class as well and bring some benefit to small businesses.
Yeah. Every analysis that I've seen says that while some people in the middle class will see a tax cut, that a large number of people in the middle class will end up paying a tax increase not just next year, but for 10 years to come. And that also doesn't take into account that all of us are going to be paying on the back end when $1.7 trillion is added to the deficit to pay for this tax cut. I don't believe it's a cut for a lot of us, and all of us will end up paying more on the back end when we can't afford to do other things that we know are important in our communities.
The Senate and the House bills are kind of being bounced around right now. We're expecting a vote, but we don't necessarily know if that's going to happen. When it comes to a vote, what do you expect to happen with the current makeup of the legislature right now?
It sounds like the Republicans have the votes that they need on the House side of things, but it also sounds like on the Senate side in particular, they're having a hard time figuring out how to pay for the amount of tax cuts they want to give to the wealthy 1% and to large multinational corporations without tripping over the line and getting into the place where they would actually need 60 votes instead of 51 votes. They can't figure out how to pay for it yet. But at the same time, we're willing to see these cuts move forward. We're seeing cuts to children's health insurance programs, to public health, to all kinds of different things that we know are important for our community. So it seems disingenuous to me that we push this tax bill forward so quickly without much public input at the same time that we're cutting other things that we need to keep children healthy, to keep families healthy, all for the benefit of the wealthiest among us.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say?
No, thank you for being here.